Hello, welcome to the Bullish Money Media channel. Today I want to do things a little bit differently and talk about a movie review. And this is going to be a late movie review, but Mark Pluto and we recently watched the film 47 Meters Down. And this is a movie about Cassidy and Frank's all-time favorite animal, the great white shark. Now, as many of you know, Frank, who goes by Cassidy and Frank's on the Steemit network, he's a surfer, and he has dealt with great whites before on a very, very personal level. And so I gotta say, I have mad respect for Mr. Frank. He is crazy. You know, I have actually a lot of mad respect for surfers and people who do any kind of water-related sports, like Beach Bum Investor, also on the Steemit network. I mean, these people have crazy titanium balls, okay? Crazy titanium balls. And that is evident when you watch the film 47 Meters Down. Now, honestly, I find that the premise, and I think many of you know the premise based on the trailer, but many of you will find that the premise is completely unrealistic because, I mean, first of all, who goes to scuba dive with great white sharks in a single shark cage, right? I mean, if it was just a regular person, I'm pretty sure that reputable companies put in what's called a double cage, right? It's like a cage inside a cage to prevent, I don't know, your arm from getting accidentally bitten off by a great white. And then the second part of the premise that I find completely unrealistic is, why Mexico? I mean, you know, you can have the same kind of enjoyment in a country that, I don't know, it just has some established federal standards for this sort of stuff. In Mexico, I mean, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just keeping it real, okay? I wouldn't put my life in danger to go shark diving, especially with hungry great whites, and depend upon a dilapidated cage attached to a dilapidated boat. I mean, I just don't want to put my life at risk. So I find that the fact that anybody would want to engage in that nonsense, I find it to be a completely unrealistic premise. Now, that being said, let's get down to talking about the movie. The movie was scary as all hell, okay? It totally freaked me out. Now, it wasn't like freaky in a sense of that it was super gory, although yeah, I guess it is pretty gory, but the whole movie had this feeling of suspense, and it was very unnerving. And even, I think Mark Pluto, who enjoys these types of movies, even he said that it was a very unnerving film. Now, Mark Pluto, if you want to share a contrasting opinion of what I just said about you, then, you know, please go ahead and do that. But I'm pretty sure that's what he said, that it was unnerving. If he said it was unnerving, folks, I was unnerved like...
This is amazing.
It kind of takes your breath away. Oh my god.
Like the biggest shark.
You take a picture of me? Sorry. We would like to come back up now.
I'm bringing you back up.
Oh my god.
The concept itself is a very unique one when you think about it, that these two girls are you know, scuba diving with the sharks, and then the shark cage, the cable snaps off and it sinks 47 meters down, and they're stuck there, and they have all these sharks, these great white sharks, in the waters above them, and they're in a cage, but they can't stay there indefinitely because they have a limited amount of oxygen, and also because of the nitrogen buildup, they cannot stay there for very long, even with extra oxygen tanks. So it's a kind of a cluster F, if you know what I mean. And so just the idea of how these characters had to rummage about to find a solution to their problem, that whole cinematography I felt was very creepy and very unnerving. And I don't know what the critics say about the film. Maybe they, they say bad things about it because people have a bias towards shark movies. But this one was, I felt, aside from some unrealistic premises, I felt that it was a well done, well crafted horror film, and it got its message across. It was a very unnerving film, and it was also very popular. Again, I don't know what the critics say, but I noticed that the movie theater was pretty packed, and that's surprising considering that there's so many other well-hyped movies out right now. So if you like sharks like Cassidy and Frank's, or you just like to have a good scare, go watch 47 Meters Down. I believe that you will not be disappointed.